So because the colonizers came to South Africa, they did translate that into Afrikaans and it became Badendigat.
Oh God. Welcome to yet another episode of the Nerdgasm podcast.
And I've made a comment on TikTok. We are sober, but I'm telling you, man.
And you can find me on Mr Geek Media. Hashtag Recast the Chala campaign.
Every time Jack had to find someone from Africa, he's so plain.
Okay, I'm tebellokhala. Welcome to Nerdgasm.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Nerdgasm podcast with our awesome foursome and everyone. Shout out to our missing ally Zorro. But anyway, we are here to discuss our mutual favorite anime because he also is he's a Code Geass fan. We are going to talk about the eye. Lelouch v Britannia Gamejo.
Lelouch v Britannia commands you.
Samatachi.
Kill yourself.
My Lord of the Fire Nation commands you. Icha!
Hey, that
Yes,
guy is so
Your
dramatic.
Lelouch
Highness.
v Britannia. Like, dog, it's like he always changes the poses. Hey, Lelouch is always saucy with the poses every time. Lelouch v
Gangster
Britannia.
with a dog.
Lelouch v Britannia.
I feel like I'm the only one that wasn't
Britannia.
manipulated by his eye contact because they were still introducing us.
Anyway, oh wait, okay. We are still
Lelouch v
doing
Britannia commands you to introduce us.
yeah, we are still doing the intro, real disclaimer, blah blah blah. But you know what? The most important part is, it's been things behind the scenes have been going topsy-turvy. So it's good to have everybody back together again. So hi.
Hey.
I missed you guys, honestly.
It's been rough.
Lelouch v Britannia commands everybody to have the same schedule.
Yes. Have you heard it in Japanese? When they respond to the
Yes, Your Highness.
Your Highness.
All hail Lelouch! All hail Britannia!
I'm like, because that's the thing. It's so crazy because you just be hearing what this one,
then
and all of a sudden, yes, Your Highness. Hey man.
Yes, my lord.
My Lord!
Havana, my lord, go Japanese. Okay.
No, what makes it worse is sometimes they do say these things in Japanese because that's Code Geass is where I learned the titles like Kojo Denka or Denka and Heka, Koto Heka, and all these other things, which means princess, prince, and emperor. Gote Heka.
And also they be saying Sama, so I'm like, I don't know why.
Which is
Yes,
Lord as
my
well.
lord.
But my heart yes, my lord.
Yeah, maybe it's for dramatic effect because I do know there's other anime like that. Even in Helsing, when what's her name again? Is it Veronica, the girl? Whenever Alucard tells her to do something, she's like, "Yes, master," even though it's Japanese. So
That's Sarah.
Yeah.
Hey, so.
And then there's the infamous JoJo. Oh my god.
There's JoJo with Oh My God.
No.
There's
Shit.
seven deadly sins using techniques in English. Wallow. Full counter. But
But I love that one.
Will we ever review?
I don't know if you ever introduced that, but shout out to him because it's so hilarious.
Seven deadly sins. Yeah, you can mess me with that pedophilia. Thank you.
I don't. That's why I'm asking. I don't think we'd ever do it.
I'm sorry. I watched.
I managed to get through the first season.
That's why I looked at it like.
Look, the first season was hella tight.
Was all right.
First season was hella tight, but like from season 2 was okay, but it just started going downhill.
I only managed to watch like the first 2 or 3 episodes. That's it.
Like, no, I'm saying like the first season, but like when we start getting into the backstory, I think the writer, he just couldn't help himself. Like there was just certain things that he didn't need to do, and I'm like, look, you have a good story here, but if you could just pull back from this, you know.
Yeah, because
it's
it
kind of
doesn't
like
that the main character have
it's
like
kind of like I don't know if you guys
vibes?
ever watched I don't know if you guys actually watched like Mushoku Tensei or whatever, Jobless Reincarnation. It's like an
No.
isekai. It's
Mm-mm.
kind of really good, but the problem is that like you start thinking about it and you're like, this dude is a 40-year-old dude who's reincarnated as a kid,
Oh,
and he's
who's doing
aware
war
that he's
crimes?
like 40.
Who's doing
No,
little
he's
war
not doing.
crimes?
No, he's not doing war crimes. He's like perving on women and girls, and like also now
Oh, okay.
sometimes like he's in a 12-year-old boy's body,
Oh,
and
okay.
there's 12-year-old girls that are like talking to him, and then he's trying to hit on these 12-year-old girls, and you're just like, oh,
Oh, okay. I thought
okay.
it was the other one where there was a girl.
Oh, Tanya the Evil.
Yeah, where she was
Loka,
reincarnated in the.
No, that I can kind of okay, but like this where it's a 40-year-old dude and he's like, and like also because it's medieval times, apparently kids can sleep together, and it's like everybody just looks to the left. But I'm just like, I'm in 2024. Like you can't just slide this past me. So
Hey
I just had to
man,
nope.
but you know our friends there, Baratabana. Only after 12 ke lunch kwa.
I just had to I just had to nope.
Yeah, so
But if you watch a lot of anime, in a lot of after 12 is lunch. So
you know,
some you have to
Yeah.
skip.
And it's sometimes
Yeah.
it's shonen. You're like, wait, what is this shonen?
yeah,
Shonen is actually pretty good about that stuff. Shonen is actually pretty normal.
Yeah, it's the
About that
other
stuff.
ones, the slice of lives, and especially the isekais. The isekais get what gets on as the corrupt that thing.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
Slice of life can be shonen though. That's the thing.
can be shonen-ish, yes. But there's
Yeah, I
my
guess so, but like, yeah.
what broke me. You see, the one reason why I really like I fucks with isekais like well when they were decent like Overlord. Because the firstly the margin of error is given that this guy thinks it's a game. Number two, he doesn't, because of the character he's embodied at, he has absolutely zero sex drive. So you don't see him birthing after.
I get you.
No, I mean, look, hey, I'm gonna say this as as a defender of Jiraiya Sama.
Jiraiya was after adults.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like when you pervin and it's like in the same age group, I'm more forgiving
Same.
Yeah.
than when you start
I think yeah,
like
Urahara
the thing
was
is like
same.
Roshi is hard to defend. That's the thing. Like Roshi, I look at him and I'm like, ew.
Yeah,
Thank God you came up with the Kamehameha, but like,
Yo,
Guys, Roche is like 100 years old, so whoever he pervs at, even if they're the adults, is just creepy because
no,
it's
Mona,
really
come
old.
on, Bulma
Look,
was
there's
16. Chief.
creepy, and then there's
there's watch
they're
list.
both adults. How BuckMeister? Or sa aplika hekatan ta.
Ewan, what's
Oh,
with the what's with the T'Challa?
Yo, BuckMeister.
What is T'Challa?
All this for our party tomorrow. There's not going to be any ladies here. I'm sorry.
That's what I thought, but I realized no, this is probably some Aliyah thing that happened beforehand. He didn't tell us yet.
Yeah, come
No,
on. Man.
I needed a haircut. That's what happened.
Needed.
See you go back.
Dog, my hair was a nightmare. I was transforming. I was on my Goku vibes, and I'm not a Saiyan.
Let me see you back.
I just also.
Oh my god.
I just also one other issue about the isekais that also the one that was good at the beginning but then went straight to shit would be Tokyo Revengers. Does it count as an isekai?
No, it's not an isekai.
It's a time travel.
It's a time
Yeah.
time jumping thing.
There's three problems with that thing. One, they never explain the time travel mechanic ever. I finished the manga, or I got as far as I got before I dropped off because apparently it's still going, but I think it's finally done. They didn't explain it. Bra can just do this. I don't know how, but he can just do it. Two, every time you think the story is gonna end, they keep it going, and I'm just like, dog, this is a nice end point. This
The
is
first few
like if
arcs
this
were good,
ended
though.
here. No,
Season
that's
three
what I'm
was
saying.
good.
Like there's an arc where when they end it, it's just like this is the perfect ending. It's a little bit bittersweet, Okay, there's a character that you wanted to make it that didn't make it, but everybody's relatively fine. Then Takamichi looks at the screen and is like, "No, I have to change this." And you're like, "Bro, let it go,
Why?
please." No. And then also another thing is this bruh never learns how to fight. I'm sorry, I get what the author's trying to do, but there's only so many times you can get hit in the face before you decide to do something. Like, I'm not a violent person, but if somebody's punching me in my face 24/7, I'm gonna go learn how to box. Because this can't be my life.
It's one of the things I would have learned before I went back in time. I'm like, okay, I want to go back to a literal war zone. Okay, so give me a couple of weeks training, Yana.
Some basic training in the army,
like,
something.
Learn how to duck. This bruh blocks punches with his face all day, and I'm just like, bruh,
he's mastered the dumping
something.
technique. But that being said, let's move on to the meat of the program. The disclaimer period.
Guy! You are still
Fire Lord Zuko commands you. Out of the Genjutsu.
I think you were still introducing.
I know, I'm done.
Genjutsu.
We're done with the introductions. I was like, hi.
Oh.
Welcome to another episode. The disclaimers are coming. Let's talk.
I thought you were like, this is BuckMeister. I guess everybody knows who we are at this point.
But also, I think the intro song does that also.
Yeah, the intro, we introduce ourselves. It's like, hi, welcome to Nerdgasm, BuckMeister.
Oh, right.
Wait, is Zuko even on the intro?
No, he's not.
Nobody loves me.
You're in season 3 edition. What am I supposed to do?
Nobody likes me, but that's okay. I don't like your.
You must get the fire load on there, Chief.
It's you, Pila, and it's Extrodin, Pila, and BuckMeister.
Well, to be fair, it took him forever to make that intro because remember, it was like we were like 7 videos in
like
before.
On episode 100.
You were there for an entire year. It takes an entire year. Then we put in a new cat. We open a new season.
You know, just before we start on a tangent, that was the problem with soapies when they used to show like people, like Isdingo. It used to show like actual actors when it started. Then eventually they cut that stuff off, dog. They were like, no, because people kept on leaving, dog. Like, how are you gonna update this every single time? Screw this. I wanna show you anymore.
It became just cheaper to because they just put the names on, so it's cheaper just to change the name because you have time sequence. You change the thing and it's done.
It's sooner or later.
You have to put the picture in and thingy and everything.
If it were up to us, the making introductions with like, Nerdgasm starring tebello.
What? Wait, my
The one is always eating.
I used to love Power Rangers intros like that. Like I think they did one for I think it was the SPD Force when they were in space or something, and they were like playing like they've got them, and then like it'll be somebody at their like desk or something, and then they just look at the camera.
Yeah.
Why are you smiling so hard?
Like almost all of them have at least one character who does this stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see now,
and it's just like, bro, you're at school. I don't know why you're smiling so hard, Chief. Like that is.
Now, I don't know.
It's the third gen and this one.
Now, if you're going to do a review about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I am there. I will throw that.
No, guys,
I was
man. We need to do it as soon as possible.
I need to rewatch it. I need to go through it again. The movie or the series?
The series.
Which one?
I need to go through it.
Mighty Morphin.
Okay. The OG Power Rangers.
It's 3 seasons, so
Hi.
We're just gonna focus on the most important plots, cause like season 1 is like 100 and something episodes.
Lelouch V. Britannia commands you to talk about my show now.
No. First, we must start with Dita was our enemy. Cue the song.
For all of you Lord of the Rings fans, apparently there's going to be an animated animated movie in the theaters for the War of I think it's Rohirrim?
Yeah, of the Rohirrim.
Yes. So yeah, and apparently there's rumblings of a Rings of Power getting another season or something. And I was just like, it's already out?
The Rings of Power season 2, yeah.
There's a season 2?
Yeah.
After what you gave it, I thought they wouldn't get a season 2.
I thought they wouldn't get a season 2.
Bezos wants his $1 billion back, sweetie. He will milk that.
It's been out for a minute.
Dead.
For a minute now.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't bother. You know the funny thing though? I noticed the fact that I released the Lord of the Rings reviews at the same time that that people are commenting about Rings of Power. Like we timed it perfectly, accidentally, but perfectly. Like people are somewhat interested.
But the Rohirrim thing is pretty new because they're saying that it's going to be in theaters, and I thought that I wondered how you felt about it because I see this is the thing that we discussed with Pillar. Remember when we did the Blue-Eyed Samurai review?
Yeah.
Where Western production companies are going to start jacking the anime style, and adapting it to Western productions, and it's going to start feeling off because it's going to start feeling like this is the cash grab, or this is like you're trying to cash in on something popular and use another thing that's popular to, I don't know, to make money or whatever. Because, I mean, again, animation is animation or whatever, but you can tell when somebody's trying to ape off of something anime style. Like, I was looking at some of those designs and I'm like, this doesn't feel like it's a Western cartoon animation. It feels like there's a lot of Japanese influence here. And then I looked into it. Apparently, the director or the art director or something is a Japanese dude who's taking over this project.
Yeah, so most
I don't know.
Projects, most
I'm
animated
looking at it
projects
and I'm like,
are either outsourced to Korea or Japan. So even if you're watching like a Gummy Bears, you find that Gummy Bears was done by Japanese
no,
a Japanese studio.
I get the outsourcing. I'm just saying I get the outsourcing. I'm just talking about the art direction. Because if I look at Lelouch here and then I go to like Young Justice, for example, right? Even though Young Justice is supposedly having anime influence, you can tell the difference here. You can tell that the art director was like, we need to go here with this thing. And then you can tell here for Lelouch, they're like, we need to go over here. With that War for Rohirrim, I'm feeling like there's some Zularing here with the art styles.
That is it like a cash grab? Because there are characters with scars and pretty eyes, and I'm thinking people are like, oh my god, they're gonna so fangirl. I'm at the age I've realized, as things go on, as I'm watching these things, I'm realizing I'm at the age group where most of this media is not catered to me.
Yeah.
I'm not the target market. So
you've outgrown certain things.
Yeah, look,
it's not even outgrown. It's just like for a fact that you were not thought of here. So why would you?
So like I mentioned earlier to you guys, I recently watched Deadpool versus what's his name, and I still
wow,
Wolverine.
What's his name?
Wow.
Oh, Wolverine is a what's his name?
No, with that performance, I could say. Yeah, it's. Let me tell you something.
So wait, are you saying Hugh Jackman was the problem?
I'm not saying Hugh Jackman was the problem. I'm saying the whole getup of that movie was nothing more than a big ass tag on nostalgia. It's a big ass nostalgia crash grab. It's like
but the MCU has been doing that since even before Endgame. Actually,
no, I'll tell you now. When they were doing it back then, at least it was to try and kind of serve a story. This year, and I haven't seen the movie, but just from the trailers alone, this year is just like, remember 2002? Now you like it. Before people hated it. Now people are like, yo, Jennifer Garner killed as Elektra. And I'm like, since when?
No, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'm just saying that they saw that it was working and now they're overdoing it.
No, what? And here's why I'm giving my little 2 cents. Before, BuckMeister was saying, they're like they're trying to pull an extra to make you think of the past. But here it's so brazen. The only other comparison I can compare it to is Rise of Skywalker. if you
God.
pay attention to Rise of Skywalker, the whole film was just an nostalgia grab, trying to make it seem like if 3PO is going to die. so
Well,
they're gonna
I'll
do some
say
other
this:
character.
at least the Deadpool and Wolverine has two people that people like. Like Deadpool and Wolverine are at least likable.
But sometimes the motivations don't make sense. Look, I'll make the TikTok. People have been sitting on my ass.
But
Like, make it now.
you guys know how I feel about all the Deadpool movies, so I won't say much.
You went
The first one was good.
I
The
didn't
first
like
one
it.
was good.
I didn't like any
Wow.
of them. The only thing that I liked in
Wow.
all the Deadpool movies is the costumes looking like comic accurate costumes, and Colossus looking like the comic book version. That's it. Everything else, I know.
And guess what? Okay, let me not spoil it. Do you want me to spoil it for you?
Everything else is spoiled. Might as well.
I'm talking about the other guys. Are you gonna be watching this?
Well, I know everything. I know everything about the movie because I boycotted it. Remember?
Zuko?
Yeah, so yeah, I guess.
Like, Colossus spends a grand total of what, 2 minutes in this entire movie.
Mm.
Come on, that's like one of the fun things. The banter is one of the fun things about.
It's that. Oh, look, I'll get back. Look, I'll fly into my rage later. Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Okay. Last piece of news before we actually get to Lelouch. Sorry, Lelouch Sama, we're coming. We're defying the Geass. But yeah. Last bit of news. They finally launched a petition to save the acolytes. It's up now, and apparently it's got it's like I think it's got like 19K signatures or something. Last I checked.
Isn't it cancelled already? Isn't it not going to be renewed for a second season already?
No, it's just the season 1 finished, but they're not going to pick it up for a second season. If you want to get into technicalities, that's where they're at right now.
Which is so stupid because remember we spoke about this like months ago. Who remembers that? I was like, am I in a Twilight Zone? Because I remember making editor anime saying that this show is going to be only one season. They've already pre-cancelled this thing before it even got launched. I remember that. Was I not? Like, this whole time I was like...
Apparently season 2 was supposed to be coming.
But they already said they weren't going to do season 2. Am I in a... this whole time I was like, what, had I hypnotized myself?
The thing is that I think the thing is that like apparently because Amandla Steinberg's character, whoever she is, the people want more of that. So I think that's what the push is supposed to be. I think.
Oh, come on, guys.
But all I know is that from what I've seen of that show, because people have been telling me give it a chance, and every clip I see from that show, I'm like.
Yeah, no,
because we hated Ahsoka, or at least I hated Ahsoka, and I'm like, this looks worse than Ahsoka. So
somebody was busy telling me, no, give it a chance. I watched episode 7. There's a lightsaber whip and all that. I'm supposed to care about damn lightsaber whip with the choreographies you've been pushing out over the last few months. I'm supposed to care about lightsaber whip when I get something as detailed as Darth Maul versus Kenobi. You see that fight? I'm not asking for much. I'm not asking for Obi-Wan versus Anakin. I'm not asking for that level of choreography because clearly it's asking too much. Give me Darth Maul. And the fact that, do you know what pisses me off even more? The fact that they can do it and they've done it already. Do you know when they've done it? When did they do it before?
When?
On the Clone Wars final season, when Ahsoka went up against Darth Maul, that fight choreography was on point. Yeah. It was beautiful. So the fact that they can do it, they were just looking at them and like, if we wanted to, we could give you this. But
okay.
I think I just want to say one last thing. People are not people. I don't know how you guys feel if you guys have already watched it yet, but the Rick and Morty anime, apparently it's not good.
The anime of Rick and Morty?
It's not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
why?
I quickly want to go back to Acolyte and just say that for everybody who keeps saying that it got cancelled because it was gay F and it was representing the LGBTQ, no. it looked bad.
Bad writing, no matter how.
It looked bad. Like you can dress up bad writing as much as you like. Like we can have the blackest show ever or whatever the case is. If the writing is bad, it's bad. I'm sorry. Like the fact that they took Carrie Ann Moss out in the second episode, apparently.
What?
Like she dies, her character dies in the second episode or something. It's
Oh.
supposed to show the seriousness
Oh, hell no.
of
I'm
the
definitely not watching
situation.
it then.
I'm not watching
I
it.
think it's the first or the second. Like Carrie Ann Moss's character shows up and she fights and like they throw a knife at her or something. Apparently it hits her as a Jedi, and I don't know if it's a special
Bro, on
Jedi
social
knife
media,
or
there's a
something.
video of her like training really hard for this thing.
Apparently she just gets stabbed and goes down. And I'm like, in Star Wars, I've seen so many people get stabbed.
They come back. People get impaled with the
Sometimes they're
lightsaber.
getting stabbed in the stomach, they're getting stabbed in the heart, they're getting stabbed in the chest. Like, apparently, Carrie Ann Moss is from the same school or temple as Qui-Gon Jinn, because they're the only two characters I know that have not survived a stabbing.
I don't know. Anyway, to answer your question, I have no idea. I honestly don't know why they made it, but I do remember that there was this whole clip that came out a few years ago of Rick and Morty speaking in Japanese, and there was like a whole Japanese sequence to it. So maybe that's what inspired the anime. But apparently the story itself is just horrible. So
You can't.
No, Rick and Morty
here's the
needs to
problem.
stay where it's supposed to stay. I don't know why they're trying to cross over.
No, let me put it like this. Here's a problem with Japanese anime or the problem with trying to animerize Western cartoons. The humor
it's not the same.
are vastly different. And if you're gonna because Rick and Morty has a lot of dry humor that we get, which gets inferred that tickles a certain particular age group, college students up to people dying from dying in middle management because of the corporate machine. We watch that because we relate to that, like get to work or you're fired. And there's a part of us that want to say, fire me like a sharp.
Right.
And it speaks to that. In Japan, that is unheard of. They have such a strong work ethic that type of humor would just go flying past everyone's head. So
no, I mean you do get things like Zombie 100, which I haven't watched yet, but the whole premise is that this guy, he goes into work and finally finds the world is zombie, so he's finally free and happy because he doesn't have to work or whatever.
Yeah.
So you do get stuff like that, but it's not the same.
Please,
I wanted us actually to review that anime.
Is that anime where everybody's walking into the office? Hi. Why is everybody turning to zombies?
Like the main character sort of looks like the manager of the volleyball team from Haikyuu.
Why do you bother working? Poverty. And then becomes payday, and you just see everybody get a message.
And like basically everybody's like filled with like, and then everybody's like, no. I think we're talking about another thing, because the other thing is when everybody's zombies, they try and chase him down. And he's running from the zombies, but he's like finally happy that he doesn't have to work his job anymore.
Yeah.
So I think, but I'm saying it's still not the same. Like there's still different.
It's
like
not the same.
I mean, humor from country to country changes, because how we do humor here in South Africa is also very different. But the thing is with Western humor, or let's say American humor rather, it's American and British humor is very, because colonization stories. But anyway, point is that it's universal.
Yeah, but British humor is also different from American, though.
Yeah,
but I'm saying it doesn't translate.
The things we find absolutely
hilarious that we are more exposed to it, and it's more easier to understand.
And point in reference, if you look at Twitter, the things that would get people cancelled all over the world are things we find absolutely hilarious. Yeah.
Hence Black Twitter. Yes, you're right.
So yeah. Anyway,
I guess
it all comes together, because I don't know why they are trying to animate. Like, because the thing is also, people are just saying Rick and Morty needs to also just be a good show again. It hasn't been a good show for a very long time.
For me, since the pandemic, you remember they had a pause since the pandemic, and then they came back.
Yeah.
Ever since they came back, for me, it was never the same. It was not funny anymore.
No, like the first two episodes were kind of like, okay, we're back, and then after that, it went left for me.
Yeah. But anyway,
All right,
can
I
we
think
call Geass, please?
let's get to Geass. Ooh, tangent, Kai.
And finally, 50 minutes into the Lelouch episode, we're gonna start talking about Lelouch.
Guys, why are we always surprised by this? Like we've
Oh
been
no,
doing
I'm not
this like
surprised.
for like a year.
I'm just saying it. I'm not
I don't get
surprised
it.
at least.
You know, you sound like the disappointed teacher. Honestly, grade 6, I'm not surprised at the outcome of these exams anymore.
Oh,
You've
no,
proven to me
I was-
time and time again that you're incapable of paying attention to a simple instruction in your exam paper.
I was just
Oh,
thinking
you
the fact-
sound like
when Kabelo, you beat your own record because before you got 3, now you got 2. Bravo. You know,
Yeah.
bravo.
you guys sound like my grade 4 teacher because that's how she opened. She's like, I have never been so flabbergasted in my life by such a poor performance. It's like, you've really taken the cake this time. That time I'm like 9 years old. I'm like, I don't even know what flabbergasted means.
Like, can we see your report, man? Can we
Well,
see
my-
yours?
Like I said, is that a
At that point,
I was like, is that an anime attack? Is that from Dragon Ball Z? Flabbergasted!
at that point, my inner ADHD is like, okay, this person is going to say all these words. You know, it got so bad because in ADHD, everything is in fast forward. You want people to finish talking. I used to complete the teacher's sentences as she was yelling at us in the classroom.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Like the way you're like, I am so, what's that word? Okay, I'll be the one in the corner, disappointed. Yes, disappointed.
You were a problem. You were a problem, bro.
Okay, wait, not
Sharing
And then I was
ad-libs.
like, comprehend the thing. Tell me to stop
Sharing
it.
ad-libs. Sharing ad-libs. Wow.
Tebello was the Migos before the
Was the
Migos.
hype man.
He's so disappointed. And he got it.
That's like so can continue with our existence,
Yeah,
you know?
but I'm saying, like, the thing is, like, she would say all of that, and she would just be like, "Yeah, you've really taken the cake here, Mr.
Taken the cake.
Petrobrole."
Where's the
And then
case?
she threw my book out the window. I had to go fetch it. I was like,
What
yo.
the
Trauma.
I mean, these people exaggerate so much, they forget that we're actually their bosses. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I pay, my school fees pays for your salary, bro.
It took me years to finally realize, like, kid, I'm the kid. I can't help with that I'm at school late. Did I control the traffic? Like, what?
Oh,
are you
no, I
doing?
remember-
Your classes are
remember
boring. Like, that's why I'm failing.
No,
I'm not the problem.
No, I remember having like a mini argument with my principal because I was just like, so you should have left early. You know what time I left, ma'am? I left 5 a.m. in the morning. 5. What time I had to wake up? 3. So obviously I left early. What? I must fly over the traffic. This is not fair.
No.
And then of course I got put in detention. But I was like, yeah.
No, at least you spoke your mind. I was the worst. Instant disassociation.
How was your dad? No, it was a total long one. I come right away.
Yeah, instant disassociation. I was like, the worst one was when my mother
No, when I told my dad, the funny thing, when I told my dad, the next day he came with me to the principal and he's like, we left early. We tried to be here on time. There's
why is
too
it
much
this problem?
traffic. Why is
do you watch other rules? Anyway, moving on.
Guys, please just check the time codes. If you want to go to Code Geass, just check the time codes. And then that's the only way.
Someone must comment below because I'm not doing this time code nonsense. I don't know. Like editing developer will shoot you out, will castrate us all. Time codes are mine.
I'll share some young time codes in the comment section. Don't worry.
Anyway, that being said, let's move on to this wonderful show.
Good God.
My most, look, if there's one anime I
but
can
you guys
watch-
know us by now. Like, it's your fault at this point.
Oh, God.
No, you guys are doing this to yourselves. Honestly,
Like lovers.
You're blaming the audience now. This is
your parents are right. You shouldn't be wasting your time watching us. Like, what are you doing?
You're gaslighting the audience. It's actually actually your fault.
Oh my god.
Why is the
Yeah. You who asked you
Yo,
to click on the video?
Mr. X got some.
Who asked you to subscribe and like and comment on each and every video? That's on you, bro.
I'm quite literally not saying if we get to 200, I have to say something nice about Vegeta.
Anyway.
Slowly getting there.
All right. Anyway, yeah. So
let's get on to this wonderful show. I mean, literally, when I restarted this channel, the review we did was Lelouch of the Rebellion.
Yes.
Oh.
Even when you came back for season 2, right?
Yeah, when I came back from season 2, the first thing we talked about was Lelouch of the Rebellion, because that show for us is like this. It's one of the. It shows how proper writing can excuse plot holes if you have an engaging enough story.
Is there plot holes? Because I've tried to look for a few. I mean, again, for me, it's only when it sticks out like blaringly that it's a problem. Like in Rebel Moon, when they said things like, "What's this? We need the food, but we're gonna kill all the people." And I'm like, how are you gonna get the food? How are you gonna get the food if you've killed all the farmers? Like, it doesn't make sense.
They're the ones who know how to do it. You don't know how to do it.
Can you farm?
Yeah, so like,
I'm gonna train all your robots to farm. Then what?
Yeah, and also like when two of your henchmen who are supposed to be well-trained mercenaries, one of them is like, "Hey, let me shoot the robot with the supplies." Like, yeah, that'll be fine. And like that's just like, dog, that's just like in my face stupid. So when something is not in my face stupid, I don't usually pay attention to it. So like here in Geass, I'm like, when people say there are plot holes, I really have to look. And if I have to look that hard, I'm gonna give up. I'm lazy. I'm not gonna.
They're not blaring plot holes, and at the same time, there are things that I think sometimes people forget that they're trying to show that this character is still a kid.
Hence the high school setting.
His
People
motivation.
literally forget that part.
Yeah.
Like, they'll be like, this guy's stupid. I'm like, he's 16.
He's still a kid. His motivation. His conclusion.
No, you know what they're used to.
You know what they're
used to. Because you know what it is? It's basically everybody is like, he's not Light Yagami from Death Note. Because Light Yagami is also 17 or 16 or 15 or whatever. And he's just outmaneuvering everybody.
Yeah,
and I'm like, Light Yagami has so much plot holes. There's so much plot armor. That guy has so much plot armor.
And also,
oh
bro,
God.
Light had a Shinigami to help him with a lot of stuff. That's what people forget. Like, Light Yagami had someone to tell him, dude, there's cameras in your room. Like, huh? Or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
But like, the fact that he had a Shinigami that people couldn't see helped him a lot.
And also, I just think it makes the show superior that the show does show Lelouch is a kid. That it does show that he does make mistakes. I think it makes it more superior because I'm just like, okay, so he's not just this undefeatable. Because at some point I was just like, dog, Light, I get that you're a super genius, but these guys are grown detectives. There's no way that they would not investigate like your house or something like that. Like, especially if L pegged you as Kira, he just sends somebody to your house to just investigate what's going on in your house. Like like L is in charge of your dad. Your dad can't say no. Like, they're just gonna show up to your house and confiscate everything in your room until they can find the Death Note. I don't understand why that never happened. But I'm just saying, I feel like here, like when he makes mistakes and he gets to make up for it, because yes, like people have said it, I've seen it floating around. If C2 wasn't there, Lelouch would have been dead. Yeah, I know. The story
That's
says
part of
it.
the plot.
I think these are people who are trying to find plot holes because it's been compared to their favorite Death Note, and they put Death Note above it, and therefore, because it's been put above it, now they must find flops in it.
I think
also, people who are just never satisfied.
I'll put it into another context because somebody made a very interesting argument. It's like the reason why Code Geass and Death Note really made it was in a year where shonen anime was really going through a lull. Because the one genre was sort of dying out, and there was another one there was like a little gap. Because it came before the demon hunters and all
Demon
these
Slayer. You keep
Demon
on calling
Slayers.
it Demon Hunter.
Yeah, because I do a fusion dance between Hunter x Hunter and Demon Slayer. You know,
those are two different shows.
Hey,
I
bro.
feel like Tanjiro will go. I feel like
There are no
Tanjiro will go to the
demons,
world of
demons
Hunter x Hunter,
want
and he'd just be like, "What the is happening?" And then there'd be Hisoka in the corner there. Hey, what's your power level? And then Tanjiro was like, "Bruh, I think I need an adult. Away,
an
demon.
adult.
Fourth breathing, fire level."
Yes. That's the thing. No, the reason I'm saying that is because we've got overpowered kids who are a ton of nothing but who work with nothing but plot armor, doing incredible things against much older people.
More experienced with 100 years of training.
No, Muna, broken rib, broken leg, broken finger, broken eye, broken foot. I must press forward. Here, man.
Yes, right. I remember there was the one scene where they stabbed Tanjiro right here, like that. You could even see the knife peering through his mouth, and he still managed to push on and decapitate. Like, I think I've mentioned it before. You know, there comes a time. Yes, it is a part of human nature to break one's limits when the situation is desperate enough. But that's a once off in a lifetime type of thing. Don't give it to the same character over and over and over again. And that's my biggest gripe. Like,
Muna, this is anime. What you talking about?
This is anime.
Jotaro got stabbed 50 times.
So that means if you watch Kengen Ashura, you will be surprised.
Oh, you'll be so pissed.
People's skulls are broken, ribs are their spines are broken mid-battle, and they still come back.
Like
in the same battle.
No, like he'll be like, I have to use my muscles to force my bones back into place.
Yeah,
I was about to say that.
How?
I was about to say that.
How?
Literally, he'll be like, "Oh, my back is broken. Let me use my back muscles to hold it in place so that I can move."
Muna, a guy flexed his arm back into shape because his forearm bones were broken. He was like, vroom, and he turned his arm into a tire and basically made it spin.
Now these are humans. Well, like the reason I gave characters like in Bleach a few prizes is because they're technically spirits, so we never know what the damage threshold of these spirits can take. But guys.
Muna, there's Naruto. Sasuke got porcupine and he came back fine.
Like as an 8-year-old, or how old were they?
They were 12.
Spikes all over through your neck. No, I will not die.
All the way
I'm sure Haku was like, wait, what the fuck is going on here?
Like, Haku gave up because he just saw how much he was resurrected by the love. He was so envious of how much he was so envious of how much Sasuke loved Naruto. Like, and you're both the same age. I have to stick with this old Umdala.
Okay, so first episode of Code Geass opens up, right? We get introduced to Lelouch. He's like playing chess. He does a thing where he like scams people.
Oh no. Let me put it this. Before we get to that episode, we need to highlight that one open scene. You see, this is what happens when you have proper writings and then they trust the audience to have some sort of media literacy. Because it explains at the 11th year of this thing.
Bro, that's typical Gundam. Every Gundam that you've ever watched, that's how it starts, with the narration.
But that's how they respect the audience, because they explain that, but then they cut to see, first you just see Lelouch and Suzaku playing as kids.
Yeah.
And who do we see in the background watching them from a distance? C2! Like Cici. Or C2, but I'm just going by the Japanese narration. It's called C2. Anyway, she's sitting there watching them from a distance to say that it was all part of her plan somehow. Then when you're busy talking about when you're busy talking about the real manipulator of this storyline, you should pay attention to that old witch. And on the same year, Britannia invades Japan, and then it turns it into because colonizer tendencies. It becomes known as whenever they conquer a new territory, it gets a new name. It becomes Area 11.
Like Britain. I gotta ask, British people, please comment down below. Like, how bad was Britain that you guys had to go everywhere else and make everywhere else Britain? How bad was England? No, actually not Britain, because we must stop calling it Britain, because that's the colonization collection. What? England. How bad was England that you have to go everywhere and we have to be like, okay, we're not from this place. It's hot as hell. Our skin doesn't work here or function here at all. That man is looking like a tomato, but somehow we have to turn this into Britain. I need explanations.
I'll still not use the spices that you traveled the whole way that you said.
I'll answer your question with just 2 words: British cooking. If you saw what they had on the menus, I too would want to get on a boat.
The views expressed by these 2 lovely gentlemen.
No, Majida, they traveled the whole world, but like spice, and then how about the berries?
And that's the thing I want to laugh. Was like, guys, you wiped out an entire island to have your nutmegs and your mace and your turmerics. You conquered India, for heaven's sake. Use the bloody spices.
And then, funny enough, I remember this guy. They were asking them the national dishes of England. All the dishes he was naming from other countries.
Like
he was like, yeah, curry. We love curry here. I'm like, that's Indian, bro.
That's from India.
And you know,
bangers and mash, whatever that is.
Give us.
What did you call it, Buck?
Bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash.
Oh.
Is that the thing that they give these things the most stupidest names and then I think, wow, this sounds so toad in the hole.
Blood
toad
pudding.
In the what?
Toad in the hole.
What is that? That sounds like something.
That sounds like a bedroom maneuver.
Exactly. That sounds like something I would search for.
What makes it worse is that they try.
That sounds like Moscow in war. Toad in the hole.
Which makes it worse because because the colonizers came to South Africa, they did translate that into Afrikaans and it became Badendigat.
Oh God.
Guys, this is still about Code Geass, by the way. So
no, the reason why I like this analogy is because they're making a parody about the conquests. the colonization attitudes. But as much as Code Geass, the one thing you'd have to understand is that there's a lot of Japanese propaganda in this thing, hands down.
Yeah, look, I think
it's
one thing I've realized about anime, especially like a lot of anime that is political.
Yeah,
I think they'll always somehow reference the World War II thing. In some way, shape, or form, what happened to them in World War II will always come out in these political things.
And to make things worse, it's because now in this alternate universe, the royal family from England, right? They got kicked out of England. They moved to the United States and formed the Kingdom of Britannia. So that's where now basically America became Britannia, basically Area 1. And it was America that went and conquered Japan.
Exactly.
I was like,
exactly.
It didn't elude me the first time I was watching. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, are you? Like, oh, okay, so it's basically we lost World War II, and then instead of them like they colonized.
If we can't beat their asses physically, we'll beat their asses in animation. It's fine.
Yeah, so that's what happened. But what I like about Code Geass, even in this alternate universe, the 4 ladies who wrote this thing. Shout outs to them. I forgot their name now.
Oh, there are 4 writers on this.
Yeah, it was team something. It's 4 ladies.
Yeah, it's actually impressive that some of these mecha shows are actually written by ladies. Yeah, I think even Gundam Seed is written by a lady. I think it could be.
I mean, for me, a writer's a writer. I don't care. But I'm saying, like, if it was multiple writers on this one thing and it's this tight, I'm impressed.
And to make things even worse, it went straight to anime. It wasn't manga first.
Yeah.
So
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was straight to anime. They got sponsorships from Pizza Hut. Yeah, and from there they.
Yeah, that's why you see C2 forever eating Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Hey, I was like, yo, I've never seen product placement in an anime before.
Like that
was like some some Michael Bay. Like that was some Michael Bay when Daman is in the street drinking Budweiser and he's like shaking it in the guy's face. Oh, you want to for a spaceship? Look at the Budweiser, by the way. Oh, you want to get insurance for a spaceship? Here's Budweiser.
Bro, that's nothing, bro. Power Rangers 2018.
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme advert, chief.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't worry, we will be talking about Code Geass.
Oh no, okay, okay, fine then. I'm getting. But we've been talking about Code Geass.
We've been talking about things around Code Geass.
This is still like
about Code
the first 3 seconds of episode 1.
But okay, I just wanted to highlight that wonderful introduction sequence where they show they captured Japan, and you just see Lelouch in his indignation say to Sisako, I'm going to destroy Britannia. And that's how it starts, where this kid, because both of them got witnessed this appalling thing and all this wanton death. And then you find out why Lelouch, a Britannian prince, was actually in Japan in the first place. Did they explain? You get to explain it later on in the season because they explained.
Do they explain why he got?
Yeah.
Oh no! I mean, it's that business with his mother, right?
No. That's the reason why Charles chose him. But politically speaking, they wanted to assure Japan that they're not going to invade because they wouldn't put their own child at risk, their own prince at risk.
But also, that when you watch it the first time, you don't know that at all. Well, until like maybe episode 2, like you just think this kid is just.
Yeah.
He just wants revenge, but you don't think that he is actually the prince of.
He's actually a prince.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see, he heard later on in episode 1 because it cuts to then Lelouch is escaping school. This poor old man, after they escaped school, this person who basically they're running an underground chess rig.
And this Caroline chick keeps on complaining about him, like, where is he?
Yeah.
Why isn't answering my call?
Shirley. Hi, Shirley.
Sorry.
Hi, Shirley. Shirley's been watching that.
Hey, dog.
Shirley's been watching.
I thought she was his girlfriend.
She been throw Shirley throw it like a stripper in depression or something. Like go woman.
Sakura, she was throwing it like she's Sakura, dog.
You know? And she was like, I ain't about that, thank you. And it cuts off to him arriving, and then here you see a very detailed chessboard look, and the game looks utterly hopeless for those who play chess. Well, for those who play chess intermediately. My dad looked at the chessboard immediately and he saw, out of us in 2 moves. Let me tell you something. I've always told people before, my dad is like a chess genius of some sort. He's just that he never managed to make.
Is your dad like an anime main character? Because he knows martial arts, he can play chess. He's a great cook. He has a sword. Like, what's going on there?
Basically, your dad is a Yamamoto. He's the old man you don't fuck around with.
Genryu Saisama.
No. I should have known because did I tell you about the one time he killed a rat with a screwdriver?
And there we go again. That's from Code Geass.
Okay. Try.
Like he flung it across the garage. I was like, "What? Doing some project is like."
You know that room that they
Can I say one thing first?
You know that room they told you not to go into. Maybe it's time you go into that room.
Can I say one thing before we continue?
Yeah.
We literally had a tangent episode so that we could get these out. And we go. Like, guys, we literally had an episode where we could go crazy.
I'm building my chakra as we speak. Okay. Kai.
We need to
focus.
We need to go to stage mode. Give me
guys, like, I know we are 80, but can we focus?
Okay.
We are literally 10 seconds into this thing. Yeah, episode 1.
All right. Let's
basically, Lelouch takes over from the guy that was playing against that other guy, right? It's like, Lelouch, I'm glad you're here.
So basically, Lelouch, that guy was keeping Lelouch's place. Lelouch was supposed to get there on time, but he's a student, so he had class, he couldn't think. But then he had a free period, so during that free period, he snuck out and he went to go play the thing. And then because he knew he had to go back, he looked at the game and he was like, okay, this will be done in like 9 minutes. So he tells his friend to go get the car ready so that they can leave, so that they can make it back to class in time.
Shout out to the friend though. That character design is dope.
So and then obviously his opponent is a baron. He's a hoity-toity, like, a little child comes to challenge me, and then, you're only gonna need 9 minutes to beat me. You're so full of yourself, child.
It's like, why are you starting with the king first? Are you crazy?
And does he say the line then, or does he say?
No, he says it later. He says the line later, and then they cut to Lelouch getting out, and then Rival, the friend. He's like, oh wow, you beat your own record. You did it in like 8 minutes. You turned that game around in like 8 minutes. Yeah, and then he asks him like, why did you move the king first? And then he's like, if the king's not willing to move, then the soldiers won't be willing to follow him.
Yeah,
but what I mean is the guy he was against, he also laughed at that. He scoffed at that move. If you remember.
Yes, he scoffed at that. That's why it's important. If the king doesn't move,
how does he expect his soldiers to follow?
Yeah. So keep that in mind when you watch this.
Yeah, that's basically the summary of the entire season, especially season 1. He
moved to inspire his soldiers. Actually, even in
season 2, actually,
is it by the 3rd episode? Like in the first episode where he's moving and helping, they're doing it out of desperation. But by the 3rd or 4th episode where he rescues Suzaku, he shows that he does the whole king must move, so that and then that's where they start believing in him.
Yeah, because we get to season 1, there's a high-speed chase. They're trying to capture this weapon of mass destruction. The Britannian guard are stopping these rebels, and they're also, side note, Japan is considered one of the hotly contested areas. People are still, there are a whole lot of rebellions and stuff. It's not so much of a secure area like the other places, most of the other places.
Area 11, right?
Area 11, yeah, because it's the fight wasn't like 10 knot. There was a bit of fight back, and that is inspiring a lot.
There was resistance, yeah.
It inspired a lot of people to keep resisting. And now
televised, but it was there.
It was there, yeah. So what happens is that part of this, people are forming new rebellions, and now this rebel group managed to take this weapon, and they were trying to capture it, and now the Britannian forces got it back. And somehow Lelouch gets, watch the show. Somehow Lelouch ends up in the same truck.
Yeah, so what happens is there's an accident.
Yeah, there's an accident.
So basically the truck, they were on the road and they almost got run over by the truck. And then Lelouch, showing his caring side, goes to check if everything is okay. And in doing so, he ends up falling into the truck.
And that's another thing you need to pay attention to, these characterizations. I know people like to put comparisons between Lelouch and Light, but then if you think about the core motivations, Lelouch, no matter how hard he tries, is still a good person. Light, his humanity is the one thing that keeps kneecapping him over and over again. If you pay attention. Yeah. And then,
no, but remember, in order to achieve his goal, he cannot be a good person.
Yeah, no.
But if he didn't have his goal, like take Zero out of it. Just see Lelouch. In general, he does nice things and he's generally a decent human being. However, for his goals, he's willing
to do atrocious things.
That sounds like a villain, but I hear you guys.
As opposed to Light, who cut out everything from episode 1, he says this world is rotten.
Light just
No,
feels
I'm
like
saying
he was
like Lelouch is more human than Light. But my thing is with Lelouch is that the minute it stands in front, the minute whatever it is in front of
Yes.
his goal, it's gone.
It's gone.
Because
And
no,
like that's
Number one.
allies, that's enemies, that's innocence, whatever
Unless-
the case is.
unless it's something he truly cares about. Because more often
Yeah.
than not, he gets vetoed by the, like I said, his humanity is the one thing that keeps kneecapping him over and over again. And then he does stupid things thinking that he's trying to be slick, and then it also ends up kneecapping him over and over again.
Well, that's realistic because usually
Yeah.
people who are actually smart for real and not like, I'm not talking about people who are exaggerated to be smart but do dumb things. I'm talking about people who are legit smart. They make the dumbest decisions sometimes. You're like, what are you doing? Like,
So,
so that's realistic.
yeah, so I think I will
Okay,
mention
I
it.
think let's fast forward a bit.
I just wanted to
wait.
touch a little bit about the Lelouch versus Light discussion, just a little
Okay.
bit more. One more highlight,
All right.
because somebody pointed it out to me quite well. It's like the reason why people have this big camp about Lelouch versus Light is that it is because it's the battle of the two types of god complexes. And this guy was heavy into the whole horoscopes thing. So he says the two star signs of the biggest god complexes are Leos and Aquariuses, which are polar opposites. And Light is more of the Aquarius. I'm the god in the shadows. I'm your god. I can do whatever I want, but I'm still living my own normal life. I don't need you guys to worship me. And Lelouch is like, behold, I am he who shall change the world. I shall radiate like the sun.
Which is more of a high schooler behavior than actually Light.
Yeah. So we get to that. Oh, then ultimately Suzaku gets shown. Then Suzaku gets shot. Lelouch keeps running for his life. Finds that there's this girl inside this chamber. Doesn't open up by destruction. Clovis decides, oh wait, okay, I can't let the secret get spilled that I lost this very delicate thing that I was trying to get from my dad as a gift. So what I'm going to do is kill the entire population.
Kill the entire hood.
I'm like,
Like-
wow, that
like-
makes so much sense.
Like the thing
Like,
is
yo,
about this
the
show,
whole
I'll give this show this thing. Like it does position Lelouch as like he's the best option in all of these options, but he's still not the best option. So it's
Yeah.
like
He's the best out of the worst,
it-
maybe.
he's the-
like yeah,
He's the best out of
like
the group of best.
you really rolling the dice in this world if you want to be a regular human being. Like that's why I don't understand these Britannians. I'm just like, dog, everything is on fire around you guys, and you're like, no, we good. Seriously.
And they have such. I also like the level of racism they show. You're just an 11. Like, yeah, you said that
Dude,
11.
in my
was-
country. You
You-
in my country and
you-
you saying
you-
I'm just
like I say 11 with a hard N or something. Like sometimes like, I know what you're trying to say, but don't say it like that.
Fish?
And when Lelouch was faced with the option that he's going to die now, because hey, you know too much. And the one thing he says, if only I had the power, I'll be able to make a difference. And that's what caused him to sign into the contract with C2. Like, do you want this power? I can give it to you, but it will come at a cost.
But that's when she got shot, though, right?
Yeah, she got shot and then she held his hand.
And then he held her hand.
Yeah, and guess what?
That's so Shakespearean, though. You get shot in the head and you still have time to have a whole monologue. I mean, dialogue with someone else.
They were having it in the spiritual realm because they held each other and then
And so obviously for
and then she's naked
otherwise
and
would have been
floating
shot,
towards
so
him.
obviously like a split second.
And then he says the line, oh, okay, no, that's season 2. But then, no. Here, did he say the line about being a greater evil to overcome evil? Was it this
No.
line? What did he say here?
He just said,
I'm willing to do whatever you ask or something like that.
Oh no. Those who are willing to die, those who are willing to get shot should shoot first.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, he said, yeah, it's something to that. It's not exactly, but
Yeah.
I think that's about 95% accurate.
And then Lelouch vive Yagameshu. Samatachi. Shine!
Die. All of you, die. Yes, your
Yeah,
No,
highness.
but we missed something so important. Like, he sees his childhood friend there, because
Die as well. He
he
shot
saw him
in-
get shot. Yeah, he saw him get shot as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so he
Yeah, wait. How did Suzaku survive? Did they hit him in like the kidney? I can't remember.
No, he got
yeah,
shot.
they shot him there, but he had his father's watch there, so it kind of just knocked
He
him.
took the bullet.
Oh,
Saved
bulletproof.
by the-
Bulletproof. It's like the bulletproof case or whatever in the chest or
Yes.
whatever.
Because that's the first
Okay,
thing he
that's
checks when
kind
he
of
wakes
weird,
up, right?
But anyway.
Like, that's the first thing he looks at when he wakes up.
Yeah, that's why it's damaged when.
And then you just see Professor Lloyd. Oh, Megiddo!
Yeah, that guy gives Mayuri vibes. Eh?
Yeah.
he is Mayuri.
No, hey, bro. Hey, bro.
He's like
that
a
guy-
less perverted Mayuri.
Yeah.
Yeah. Straight up.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Well, not
also he's like
perverted.
all
I mean,
about.
Mayuri's not perverted, like just less cruel. Let's say
No,
less
but he is kind of weird. I'll say he's creepy. There we go. That's the
yeah,
term.
that's what I'm saying. He
Yeah,
wasn't
he-
perverted. He was just weird.
He's
Things
creepy.
are going wrong. This guy is gloating that, oh, you messed up. Oh, I'm here to help. Do not worry. I'm like, Doug.
Congratulations!
He's like,
This is global,
guys,
bro.
don't forget to collect samples. Like, Mayuri, kidi brata ha hote.
No. Also, like the other thing is like, make sure that everybody that was here is infected with my nanite so that I can spy on them. Thanks.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with you?
Anyway, but moving on. Yeah. So, what's this? So basically, the Geass is activated, and that's like the first episode, and then in like the next episodes, basically it's like building up, like, well, basically it's
The
building up the
Britannia-
Black
is
Knight
it when-
Order.
Is it when
Yeah.
the Britannia force come in and then he meets that chick with the gray hair? What's her name?
With the red hair.
Yes, the Baroness.
Yeah, where he basically takes over her
The
mecha.
nightmare.
The nightmare, yes.
Oh yeah, Villetta. Villatta's in it.
Oh,
Yeah, so Villetta's
Villetta.
like, what the hell are you doing? You see now, that's why you also learn into a bit of the inner politics here. Villetta is part of the Puritans group who believe Britannia is the superior species. And
She's
Wonder where
black,
you put that
and I'm
before.
just like,
and now she's black.
I'm like-
I was like,
of course.
And then now this guy says, okay, I'm an Earl. I want to show my identification, but once I've proven myself, I'll request for your protection. And then she gets down to goes like, don't move. I'll take the identification myself. And she comes down, hand over your nightmare. As you command, the access code is QR5 YK1D6.
Yeah, because he tried that before and it didn't work.
Yeah, that's also what shows that Lelouch has spent time, and you see throughout the season, he spent time analyzing every aspect of his powers. He's not like those people like, I have the power. It's like, this power is a tool. So I'm going to use this tool.
What I like about the thing, him discovering his power,
Yeah.
it's also showing someone with a new power. You know, you do dumb shit, and then you see, oh no, this, or not really dumb shit. You just do something, and then you're like, oh, this didn't work, and then you try something else, and you're like, oh, it only works this way, and then
Trial and error.
and then it stays consistent. Like, you know, it doesn't now just become like, you know, in some things like Ichigo, I can only fire 3 Getsukas. And then in the next fight, he's firing 10, and you're like, "But I thought you could."
But how?
Yeah, you didn't account.
He hasn't gotten his power up or anything. So
I'm saying you didn't account for the power of friendship.
Oh yeah, there's that.
that only works if there's flutes.
Bruh, that power of friendship didn't work because the friend was waiting for Lelouch the whole time with his bike. It's like, nigga, where you at? We're gonna go to school, nigga.
Yeah, I'm saying that's the thing. Lelouch needed to invest more in the power of friendship, and then you would have seen he would have had 10 Geasses, Chief.
And then also another fun fact: if you pay attention to the anime, Lelouch uses his gears once every episode except all episodes except 2 of them. I'll let you know, especially season 1 and season 2, which episodes there are. But every episode he does use his gears on someone. So episode 1.
Alright, so I think then we can go to the. I mean, we don't have to go episode by episode because I think we'll be here forever.
Yeah,
just a quick background then.
So
in the next episode,
in the episode 2, he gets a nightmare. He manages to convince these people to fight back. He starts using them like chess pieces.
And I think that's also where the other guy gets the Lancelot, right?
Yeah,
Suzaku.
Suzaku.
Yeah,
The
Suzaku.
Lancelot.
I think we need to also just quickly touch on Suzaku.
Character design wise,
That's very Gundam.
and via Gundam wise, Suzaku would have been the main protagonist.
Yeah. If it was Gundam.
Because he looks like a typical protagonist, man.
And
Lelouch looks like the
like a villain.
For anybody who's watched Gundam Seed, Suzaku looks like Kira, Lelouch looks like Athran Zala. Crazy.
And to make things more poignant, you can see they designed Suzaku. They also, that's why these nightmare frames, it's how it falls into this chess piece thing. Like he's the knight in the chessboard that keeps jumping around and messing around with Lelouch's ultimate strategy. It happens over and over again. It becomes, at some point, it becomes ridiculously formulaic.
And Lelouch is the king because he hardly moves, but he's always directing his people.
He's always directing his people, and people who choose to believe him end up surviving more than not. So he starts developing a cult-like following. But I like what you explained here. That the king needs to move for people to believe him, because that does, in a desperate situation, you are willing to listen to everyone. But in a situation where guys sit around me, I've got a plan. They need to believe you by your actions. They can't. They can't believe.
Yeah.
They can't believe you with mere words, unless of course you're a South African politician.
Because also, I mean, for him to be giving them orders. For him to be giving them orders, they were in a dire situation, and he had already proven himself. He had already proven to them that he's doing something about it. That's why they're like, okay, we don't know who this guy is. We don't know whose voice this is. But I think we need to listen to him.
And I like the way he's like, thanks for trusting me. I'll leave you whatever is inside this thing as a gift. And then what did they find inside the train? A supply of more nightmares. I was like, who is this guy? And then Clovis
decides to take also very important because the reason that Britain was winning was because they had nightmares, and the other guys were just literally fighting
with tanks
over hope, basically.
Yeah.
It was basically like Britain had brought a gun to a spear fight.
I mean, oh wow, that sounds familiar.
Okay, Zuko, we see you.
Mm-hmm.
We see you.
No. Those who know what happened to our continent knows full well that the only reason why there's certain I won't say the C word. People get sensitive when I call them that C word. When a certain colonial nation.
You're next door, Moose.
I didn't say who. Did I point out
you're on
the station?
You're on the stoop. Like you're right by the stoop, Chief.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
He does like that song where they say kiss the farmer. I'm not saying anything. Kiss the farmer. Kiss the bull. Kiss the farmer.
The views expressed.
Yeah.
You're just kissing them. So it's like this colonial nation came into Africa, and the one thing they gave them the advantage is because they had the machine gun. If they did not have the machine gun, they were being beaten left, right, and center.
No, but they were still losing.
No, they were not. They were losing. They lost a few.
And I think that actually, guys, that actually more than anything highlights the point that they won because of that. Because if you came,
No, I'm saying, and not because of the machine gun. I'm saying the reason why they won is because what they did is they went and spoke to this bra and said, that bra has something you want. This bra has something you want. This other bra has something you want. And then you can sell it to us. Shala this to us. And then after that, it was trade. And then they basically bought everybody out. Every time they tried physical force, they took L.
Physically, they were struggling.
Because they didn't know the land.
And
So
of
all the
course,
machine guns in the world don't mean anything if you don't know how to hit people.
and
Because
also,
Boshaka and them are hiding in mountains. You can't aim at a mountain and then spear to the face. They won because divide and conquer. That's how it worked. Even where they came from, all of those Britain colonies and everything, they just convinced those people that those people have the things that you need over there. And then they fought amongst themselves and the British took over. That's how it worked.
and
It's
not
never
to
because
forget,
they
they're
were
also,
physically superior or military superior.
and
that's
they're
how
dying
it
from
works.
malaria as well. Don't forget the malaria. That's as much
Yes,
as
that
they,
too.
and
And smallpox and all of that stuff. Yeah.
No. We
I'm
were
just saying.
killing. Now, smallpox was killing. They were killing the natives in America with. That
No,
is
we were
true.
just saying.
Oh yeah.
We were killing them with malaria.
Oh yeah. There's also that.
Like,
No. Anyway, my point being is that a lot of people like to position Britain as this powerful military power. That's not how they won.
they're one with greed. Because
And
that's
it's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
crazy when you think how
they-
they fought. They literally fought.
that colonial nation.
Punch me.
Because you know what?
Your turn. You punch.
You know what?
Okay, your
you
turn.
know-
You punch. It was
No.
so good.
There's a reason why I'm saying the colonial nation, because it wasn't. The other thing is, stop just pointing your knives at Britain only. There was Britain, there was Belgium. Fuck Belgium. Fuck Belgium up a hill. I will keep saying that until I die.
Didn't the Portuguese do this before the
Portuguese
Portuguese are the original seas.
Portuguese,
I mean, Spain.
and the Spanish, then the Dutch,
the Romans, right?
There's this lovely videos from YouTube called Evita's free speech, and she has a whole history about the true history about the Afrikaner settlers. And there's an episode where it's like when the rest of Europe found out that the Dutch were having such a great time in South Africa, they also came through because they wanted a turn too.
Yeah,
To make colored people, of course. So they came
moving on.
They came with the guns and toys and everything, and none of the democracy.
All I'm saying is that we must kill this thing of they came with guns and they whooped our ass. That's not what happened. We were doing
but you know
plenty
the
fine.
poem, man. Is it a Nigerian poem or what? That says that unless the conquered writes their story, the conqueror will always write something like that.
No,
the hunter, unless the lion writes the story, the hunter will always write their own version of the story, something like that.
We always seem like the savior.
Yeah.
So,
but getting back to this, I think then we can get to the next. I think we should start getting to like the bigger episodes.
So what? What I like about it climaxes with Lelouch manages to weaken. Clovis, being the idiot it is, stretched his own army so far that Lelouch managed to sneak in behind enemy lines and managed to get Clovis into, and then he tricked Clovis to.
Talk about quick pacing, bro. This happens in like what, episode 2, 3?
Episode 2.
Crazy.
Episode 2, and they're like, okay, then stop killing everyone, withdraw. And then Clovis is smiling there. Then he says, Lelouch, you're alive. And then Lelouch was like, I ain't about that, brother. Tell me everything. And Clovis is the only person who gets gassed in this episode. Clovis spills the beans about what he knows. He doesn't know much. And guess what?
Doesn't another guy get gassed? I feel like there's two guys.
No,
the
you're
uniform
right.
that
BuckMeister's right because
the uniform that thingy steals.
It was the lady. It was the lady at the beginning where we see the gas happening, and then the other person we get inferred, and then the only other character we actually see the gas that worked on was Clovis.
Oh yeah.
And then, and to show now that Lelouch was still a kid about this. Every time he thought about this, he had to run to the bathroom because he was gonna throw up.
Yeah.
So we get
in the next episode. He was surprised that it's actually not broadcast news. Like nobody, like they're not making news that the guy's gone. Like it's like, what the hell?
Also would keep it hush hush. Imagine if you found out that a group of rebels in this colonized land managed to execute the head of state.
No, I get it. I understand. It makes sense.
And that's, I think, from there you get to see why Lelouch realizes that we also need to manage to control the media. The media is also a weapon of war. Yeah, you get to see these things. He learns these things. He doesn't come automatically knowing that we must do this. I must have people here. I must do this. I must do this. I must have this and this on my side as well. I must do that.
Also, we get introduced to a very good character, Dietrich. Who actually shows you how.
Oh, Deadhut.
Is it Deadhut?
Yeah, Deadhut.
Yeah, something like that.
Who's that?
The guy who's in charge of the media, the social media manager, the guy with the camera,
the blonde guy, the one with the camera.
The guy, the moment he realized when
this is a great story, he literally grabbed the camera himself and ran to shoot it because he realized the moment.
No, like the stuff is
remember how we spoke about Arika? Remember how this is like Arika on steroids. This bruh is about the story. I think he even switched sides because of the story.
Yeah.
I was like, dog, so you're not even like loyal to your people. You're just like, nah, bruh, this story is too fire.
The story comes first.
That's also an important thing that Code Geass has. It shows you how controlling the media and manipulating the story gets you more people on your side, and how it because remember the whole reason, another reason the 11s were down, every time they would show them, they would show the bad pictures. It's kind of like what they're doing now with the monkeypox. Every time they show monkeypox, they show black people. This thing has been found in
I was about to go.
Good luck monetizing this video, Tebello.
This one, Shem.
I was about to go a step further and say, like, look at how they've been portraying Africa. To the fact that Europeans believe that you're busy running around on camels.
In 2024.
Swinging on vines. Living in
flies on our face.
Like, we've got nothing for...
No, I have a theory about that. Those UNICEF ads, I have a theory. My theory is these are people on their way home and they're just sick of the cameraman.
Yes.
They just, like, they turn around and they look at the camera like that because they're like, bruh, can you stop filming me? Jesus.
Did you know?
I'm supposed to cook. I'm trying to go home. Every child is like, dog, I have a cow right here. I just slaughtered it. I'm not hungry. I'm not the one you're supposed to be looking at.
Every 21 minutes, a child in Africa is starving to death. And like, so
where?
Like, am I the child?
Yo, I saw this hilarious video. Hey, white people, we are really bagging on you, sorry. But anyway, I saw this hilarious video, ne? And it's this white woman, and she is dancing in the middle of this African market, and she's like trying to dance her ass off or whatever the case is.
Oh, I saw
and
that
every black person there is so annoyed with this woman. You don't understand how annoyed they are. Oh, she had the braids, and everybody is just looking at her like,
Joe, what are you doing?
You know, you're obstructing traffic, chief. I'm trying to sell these mangoes, and you are just.
I saw that, and the comments went in
and the other thing is everybody and like there's this beautiful shot of these two bras, and they're just looking at each other. That's like, what is she doing?
Yeah.
and the cameraman is trying to,
and the cameraman is trying to, and every black, like they're just looking at each other like they have telepathy. It's just like, you seeing this, chief? Because.
Like she made every black person, they just give the collective look like and
to show, well, to bring it back to the topic, just to show just how powerful the media is in influencing people's perceptions about certain scenarios. Just look at how much money Rupert Murdoch makes in every single election year. leave food for thought. Just look
Okay.
it up.
Okay. Back to Geass. So is this where he invents the personality of Zero?
He invents the
Well,
personality of Zero
The
when
girl with the pink hair comes back to school, and then
Karen.
yeah.
Oh, Callan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
and then there's that whole mystery thing about like
Who was
she
that
gets
man?
good grades, but she's hardly here. She's always sick.
Oh, and this is also where he makes his first mistake. Well,
Yeah,
his first
kinda.
mistake with the Geass.
Yeah, because he tries to guess her twice.
Yeah, and that's when he starts actively now trying to find out. This is basically that mistake led him to actively finding out what his power and working out
Yes.
how it works, the parameters of it. It works during A, it doesn't work during B.
Although, like, the thing is, though, is when we get into other Geasses, I feel like Lelouch got like he
best one.
has to be smart. No, not even the best. I think there are other Geasses, like, or it's like a one, like the other one's just more versatile, I guess. And it's just like if Lelouch wasn't smart and he got this Geass, like it had to, this Geass in particular had to manifest within a person that has a genius, because anybody with like just average intelligence, they would not be able to take advantage
Yeah,
of this.
me, I would be going to people and like, give me your money. That would be me.
Fun fact.
I would be when I blew it every 2 weeks. I'd be when I blew it every 2 weeks.
No,
But Zuko, you had $1 million last week.
Here's my story.
I wanted to highlight BuckMeister had touched on a very important point, that the Geass power is directly prevalent on the character's greatest need or greatest desire deep down inside. Because Lelouch wants to be able to command. He wants the power to influence his outcome. If you see other characters like Mao later on, the mind reader, you see that his greatest thing is that he was always an outcast and he was lonely. He always wanted to know what people were thinking about him. And later on, you see other characters in that case. That Geass is basically a direct result of the greatest desires being made first.
Even do we get to Shitsu's story in this season?
Yeah.
Yeah, even Cece, she wanted to be loved, so
that's what it gave her.
The Geass was everyone just loved her.
So that's what happens. It just
probably my Geass would everyone would think I'm tall. Zuko-sama.
That's like a freezer.
My Geass would just be extra arms so that I can draw and get more stuff done in a day. Sure.
Yeah, that would be to multiply myself. That's all.
Oh, mine is, guys, you don't even have to ask. You're ready.
I'll
be carbon copy Lelouch.
When I will be Lelouch live, not even carbon copy.
When I in
the flesh.
You just see me walking into Parliament one day. Hi, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, Floyd. Hi, Julius.
I'll be pulling you know that scene in Kung Fu Panda 2? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Floyd! Fancy seeing you here at the MK side. Oh, wait. What do you want?
Guys, we're not even at episode 3. We're almost 2 hours in.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
I think let's finish at about episode 5 because the way we are going.
Yeah.
Okay,
I guess so. I guess we can go 5. It'll give Mr. Extrodin some time to catch up as well.
Because episode 4 is when Lelouch finds out that Suzuki has been highlighted as the assassin.
So basically, they're framing him for the murder, right?
They're framing him for the murder for 2 reasons. One, they're extremely jealous that he was given this extremely new weapon.
And here's the thing that annoys me about Suzaku, I think.
Yeah.
Because I don't necessarily agree with Lelouch. I don't, I have to really think about it. But, part of my thing with Lelouch is that he is just using people to attain a particular goal.
Yes.
And also, in my mind, that goal is pretty nebulous.
Right.
So,
not definite.
Legends.
Just for the audience, tell the audience what is Lelouch's goal.
Okay, so his goal is to destroy Britannia and create the United States of Japan, let's say.
A utopia of sorts.
Oh no, it got worse. It started with I want to destroy Britannia. Right?
Mm-hmm. And then the reason he wanted to destroy Britannia was he wanted to keep his sister safe.
He wanted to make a war. And that's where it became even
No,
worse.
I mean, it's twofold, because remember, he wants revenge.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not just... not just my sister must be saved.
No,
I gotta get
his mom's death, basically.
He's like, I gotta get that mother.
But then his goal, ultimately, and he says it, he eventually says it out loud, I'm the man who will destroy the world and make it anew. And that
went from here to there.
He went like, whoa! Like, he just saw, like, what the hell is going on with the system is messed up. Like, he's literally... Guys,
yeah, but I'm saying also, the thing is, like, okay, go ahead. I'll go after you.
For all the Daenerys fans, everybody's busy going like Daenerys wanted to destroy the wheel. This is the one. You are basically a him fan because that's exactly what they both wanted. Like I want.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying is that when I'm seeing his plan step by step, but I'm not seeing any concrete end goal in what he's trying to achieve. When he says I will rebuild it anew, I don't know what that means. When he says I want to make a world that will be safe, when he says I want to make a world where Nunnally can be safe or whatever, anybody who's not named Nunnally, good luck.
And you see, this is the wonderful thing that shows the contrast. Suzaku keeps pointing out his BS every single time. I hate Suzaku, don't get me wrong. But the only reason why Suzaku keeps dumbfounding Lelouch is because Suzaku can see the hypocrisy of his plans. Like, no, call it what it is.
No, but then also, on the flip side, Lelouch will look at Suzaku and it's just like, seriously?
Yeah.
Right.
And Suzaku's that guy who wants to change the system from within. And
no, he doesn't want to change anything.
I don't think he's as ambitious as he is.
Okay. Maybe not change, but he's trying to. Well, he is trying to change, but he's not like.
He's not ambitious enough.
Change it.
I like what you're saying.
As he rises up, he's trying to show people that as a Japanese, I can do these things. Japanese are good people.
Yeah,
so that's the change.
The problem is,
but he's not doing it he's more doing it. He's not revolutionizing it. It's not a revolution.
Zuko, let's cut the nonsense. Suzaku is selfish. That's it. Suzaku's thing is that he wants to say that we can elevate ourselves within the Britannia Empire because he's given up on trying to topple this thing.
No, he's also motivated by guilt.
He's not making any move. He's not making any. But I'm saying he's motivated. No, he's not motivated by guilt because when you learn about his actual. I'll say why I push back on them because when you learn about his actual thing and what actually went down, he's doubling down on that decision in particular. His thing is that he feels like we can all thrive within the society as it is right now.
And that's going in the system.
Yeah, but problem is that to do that, he's killing a lot of Japanese people. Right. Like it's a lot.
To him, they're just rebels. That's the thing.
No, what I'm saying, the other thing is when he says they're rebels, he also recognizes that they're Japanese and he sees their plight. But then he'll say that the only way we can do it is from within. And I'm just like, how are you supposed to tell the people that are revolutionary?
How are you doing it?
Then we got, and you see, look, just see the perfect foils these characters are. Suzaku is a Japanese born. And he's integrated himself so deep into the Japanese system, into the Britannian system, so that he's trying to show everybody to live with it. Then we've got a Britannian prince who decided, I'm not going to screw with this thing. I'm leaving this as far as I can so that I can become a revolutionary and rise up.
Well, I'm saying it's a revolutionary for his own selfish gain as well.
And
like the Japanese are pawns.
So basically, BuckMeister, what you're saying is both of these characters are selfish.
Yes.
Very. That's why, like, for me, like,
But
that's why
revenge
for
is
me,
always
like,
selfish. Trying to
like
change
if I,
it's always
yeah.
selfish.
But the thing is with Suzaku, what's
So
like, because the
it's
thing
Charles
is,
and
Lelouch is,
Magneto, basically.
Yeah.
mm,
Magneto's yeah.
No, not really Charles, but no. What I mean is like two selfish guys trying to.
well, yeah, because the thing is,
first I use
I
that
feel
one
like
else.
it's two different Magnetos. It's one who will destroy
Yeah.
everything and one who will try and work it to try and keep the
Right.
thing.
no, who's also in the process will destroy like
Yeah.
everything as long as he gets to keep that position that he has. Because the thing is with Suzaku, right? Every mission that he's been on, he knows that he's fighting Japanese. And he's seen that within that system himself, like just because he's proving his own merit, he's proving his own merit at the expense of the people he's supposed to be liberating.
And
Right?
And
It
being
seems
a
like
civil-
he's treated like garbage by the Britannians.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, dog, I don't understand why you think you can change this no matter how high you elevate.
Bruh, like
as
the
the show
last
goes
thing
on-
on their minds is you changing their minds about anything.
yeah.
Yeah. And then as the show goes on, you get to see Suzaku's ceiling. Like, I'm not going to spoil it, but we get to see the ceiling. And I'm just like, you have no chance here. You'd have a better chance working with Lelouch if you really are about trying to change this thing.
Didn't
Not that
Lelouch try
Lelouch
to
is
recruit
great
him
either.
or something? And
He
he
tried to
denied it?
recruit
Yeah,
him.
but I'm saying
After he
Yeah, that was
and-
after he rescued him, and then he tried to recruit him, and then he was like, "No."
is that episode 5?
It's episode 2.
4.
Episode 4.
No, 3.
Oh.
3 or 4. No, it's episode 4.
Yeah.
So in episode 3, what happens quickly? Just a quick summary. Episode 3.
Is that whole shower thing, phone call thing?
Yeah, the whole shower, so that he throws Cullen off his trail because he made the mistake with the gears of saying forget about Shijinku, and then she was like, wait a minute, dude. And then she thinks, wait, was he there? Is he the voice? So she starts thinking he's the voice, and then he does a little thing while he's there, and then she gets a call from the voice, so that she's like, okay, it can't be him because he was right here, and I got a call from this voice.
that was one of the ones where I had to kind of watch it like this. I had to guess myself.
Yeah.
And then also it's where he starts figuring out his geese, because when he geeses her once, and then he tries to do it again, and that's where the mistake comes, and then he starts and then he thinks he's lost the power, and then he uses it on a teacher, and then he realizes that he can only geas a person once, and then he starts doing little tests on different people to see how long it lasts. There's one, I think in the episode, there's one he shows how long it lasts, or in the next episode, where he geased one person to like make a mark every day at like 12 o'clock at a certain place. So that's showing how long the geas can last.
And then the other thing he also figures out is that upon using it, the person does develop amnesia. He doesn't recognize what the person who the person who used the gas is.
Yeah.
So that's what basically happens in episode 3. And then in episode 3, they found out Suzuka is being charged with Prince Clovis's crime. And then in episode 4, he calls now the Black Knights, and that's where the king must move in order for the soldiers to follow. Because he says, I am going to rescue Suzaku, and because we have the same goal. So you don't, and he has a mask on, Tebello, the one that Tebello's got on his background there. So that, and then he says, you don't need to see my face, you just need to see
my beliefs,
my beliefs, and to see that I can achieve this goal. And then he does that by facing up to Jeremiah, who has
Waldo.
And then he does his little gang, and then he does it with it's just a thing, by the way. It's Ogi, who's the leader of the Black Knights. It's Karen, who's basically the ace fighter, and then it's him. And all three of them manage to rescue when they're surrounded and everything.
Yes.
So it also shows how just little things, playing the bluff where he shows the weapon because he knows the other people don't know what that the weapon is not actually a weapon.
Yeah, because remember in the episode 1, everybody thought it was a bomb because they're trying to hide C2 basically. So then he
Right.
takes that and flips it, and Judo flips it on them, which was really, really good writing.
Because I think
Like, that's the thing.
Suzaku's
This
the one
thing is
that
really
knew that
tight.
it's not a bomb, but he couldn't speak because of the collar, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I feel like he would have snitched, and I'm like, dog,
He was about
No, he would have. He would have. He would have.
would have
They
snitched.
have
He
you
would have
in
snitched.
chains. What, why?
No, that guy like
He's
anyway,
loyal to nobody, bro.
So that's
He's an
basically what
edge.
happens, and then so then he proves basically Lelouch, aka Zero, now in his mask form, he proves
does he
himself
want.
to
Zero.
the Black Knights, and
And
but
that had
they're
was
not called the Black
recording.
Knights at this moment, by the way. He proves himself to Black Knights,
and
and
that was like having
Gerhard, this is where we'll.
Yeah,
so
having multiple
also
orgasms.
Gerhard,
Yes.
and then
Yes. Tell
when he's
them.
having a conversation with Jeremiah, and then that conversation shows you the manipulation of the media, how the media can manipulate your thinking and the information that they give you. So they can give you the truth, but the way they shape it will let's say the truth is BuckMeister is black, but then the way they shape it is because BuckMeister is black. He hates on every white Marvel stuff. And
What, Buckmeister, you didn't know you're black?
And no, like guys,
Nani?
let me just finish. So because he's black, that's the reason he's going recast T'Challa, so that because he hates all the other white MCU stuff, and he doesn't hate the white MCU stuff. He just likes black T'Challa. But
This is propaganda, basically.
yeah, so it's propaganda, and that was a very pivotal conversation in your understanding of what was gonna happen, because Lelouch is gonna use Dirtat very well in his propaganda machine.
And the best way to counter propaganda is live performances. I always like that. It's like, especially a live performance in a surprise. When you get crashing somebody else's live performance, like you can dictate the narrative. You can't.
Guys,
They can't.
like, is there an OVA where Lelouch was in drama school, or he was like the lead in a play or whatever? Hey, that
Because,
man
whoa.
every time with the hand.
Yeah, no, it's very dramatic.
Command you.
So basically, and he does that when he says like, no, Suzaku didn't kill Clovis, I killed him. And because of that, now they are forced to investigate properly, because there's literally and the thing was live. It wasn't pre-recorded, so now you can't kill someone when someone else confessed.
And you know what makes it even worse is that he looked at the camera when he confessed that he killed Clovis, because that time was like saying, zooming in, yes, say it, say the words. I killed him.
So that's what basically happens in that episode.
No, that's the thing with Dirtat. I'm like, dog, there's a reason why the camera never goes below his waistline, because that bra, I swear,
Bricks.
like you
For days.
no. Not even brick. Me, I'm even like that bra, his pants are around his ankles every time he's recording Lelouch.
Wow.
So that's
Public indecency. Good
that's
God.
episode 4, and then episode 5 we get introduced to Yuffie, and we also get to the repercussions. And
Princess Euphemia.
and then we see
Who's Yuffie? Is it the girl with the pink hair?
yes,
With the long pink hair?
Yes.
So that's basically Laika's Klein of this universe. Okay.
So
Gundam fans know what I'm talking
about. She just spends a day trying to see, and then she uses Suzaku as a guide and like dog. But he doesn't know this. But she's basically using this as I'm gonna be working here. I'm gonna be the new governor of this area, so I need to see what's going on. Not from what I've been.
I mean, credit to her. She actually at least went on the ground and went to go see what was happening. But then another situation happens when she's there, and this is where I kind of also get annoyed, because what's this? Suzaku sees like some Britannians about to pick on some Japanese or whatever, and he goes in there and he's like, "Let's stop this fighting." Who does he judo flip?
The Japanese.
Well, the guy who tried to punch him.
No, but I'm saying, dog, you have all that skills, and you couldn't disable this bruh some other way. You had to judo flip him.
You know.
Oh,
I feel like that's the thing with no, bruh. Like, come on, all that training.
No, I get you,
and
but I'm
bruh,
just messing with you.
like, dog, you couldn't just bob and weave until bro got tired. You couldn't just take a step back.
He must feel the
When
pain.
the Britannians were about to throw hands too, and when the Britannians started throwing hands, what did you do? Guys, let's talk about this. The Japanese throws one punch, judo flip.
Yeah, these are my people. Fuck
And
them.
also, when the Britannians were telling him shit, he didn't also tell them to calm down. That's the other thing.
And then the
That's
Britannians
the thing
legit tried to
that's
kill
annoying
him.
me.
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
when he judo flips the guy, and then he tells them like, guys, I'm a trained fighter. I will fuck y'all up. So don't even try this shit. So the guys leave, and then the Britannians like, why did you let them go? He doesn't say, hey, dude, calm down. The situation is sorted. Like he doesn't also he only tried to talk down one side. He didn't try because if his whole goal was to let's work together, he would have tried to calm down both sides. But he's always just picking on it makes it feel like he's just picking on the Japanese and
once
to
again
appease the Britannians,
yeah,
so that he can keep his place. Which
Sounds like Suzaku's a house nigga, guys.
and that's what
Great.
but he is.
And that's what Zero keeps pointing out to Suzaku over and over again. Like I said, they each other's fault. What I'm saying that they each other's faults is that one of them is showing the other one's hypocrisy.
Yeah,
No matter
like
how
two sides of the
hard-
same coin. Yeah.
No matter how hard they're trying to say my ideals are for the best of the world or my ideals are to destroy the system and stuff like that. So because that person is that side looking at you and is doing the exact same thing, he's also showing you that but you're full of crap. Look at the amount of dead people around
Well,
you.
like I mean, to Lelouch's credit, and again, not a big fan of Lelouch myself personally. Like the character is doing things where I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
But to Lelouch's credit, Lelouch at least is honest. Suzaku keeps lying. Like, bro, I don't know who you're convincing because it's not me. Like this business of I'm going to change the system from the inside. Chief, they don't care about you. They do not care about the Japanese.
They
And
never
what
ca-
they do is they keep throwing you at the Japanese again and again and again. They never send you for diplomatic missions.
And here's where you see Lelouch is honest to himself but lies to everyone else. Suzaku lies to himself and is honest to everyone else.
I mean, if Suzaku had some sort of influence, that would have
Even
made
if
sense.
he does get influence as things go on,
But
he gets
you will see, he gets influence and still
his
How's
choices.
growing?
how's niggering. He's
Especially when you,
who's Sam Jackson in Django?
that bitch has.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yo, that's how good Sam Jackson was. Like we forgot that he's Sam Jackson and he's that bitch.
Oscar winning performance right there.
Like that guy was shame. I would have been on site if I had met him. Like you.
No, because that's my thing with Suzaku. It's just like every time, like Yuffie gives him a bit of praise, and that dude is like, "Oh, Yuffie-sama," and it's just like
He's
bruh.
like, yes, a master.
And
Yes, a master.
Here's
Like,
the thing.
that's the thing. Like, you know how bad this thing is because you were there when Lelouch got banned. Like, you were there as children. Like, you know how bad this thing is.
Yeah,
And you are seeing actively that they do not care about you. So whatever power and influence you're thinking
They don't
you're going
even care
to
about
hold,
their own prince. Who the fuck are you?
what gets me going is
Oh,
there was
the
a
prince
time
and their princess. Remember?
and that princess, yeah. Yuffie was Nalali was there.
no, even Nunnally, because Nunnally is a princess, and
Yeah.
they did not care about her at all.
What
And
makes
she's a
it
disabled princess, so she's like got extra. Let's care about her more points.
what there was the one scene where he's literally Suzaku, they're basically piggybacking Nalali with Lelouch, and there are corpses everywhere. Of what? Japanese people. And Suzaku decides. You see, in that scene, you get to see the characterization where the Lulus start, where Lelouch is like, you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna use whatever it takes to get my
I don't care
revenge.
how, I don't care how long. I don't
Who and what? And Suzaku is keeping thinking, I need to go into the system so I can save my people. Look at them. It's just like,
But
wake up!
the more we speak, the more I start asking myself, why didn't Lelouch just kill Suzaku? Like, just get rid of him.
No, that's the thing. Here's where
But
Tebello's
he did
point
try
comes
a
across.
couple of times. He just never succeeded.
No, remember, he didn't know it was Suzaku. Because here's the thing. Whenever they clash, this is to Tebello's point where this is what makes Lelouch a more interesting character to me than Light. Because honestly, Light is one note. Light, you know what he's about, you know what he wants, and you know, like the interesting thing is watching him get it. He doesn't change much. And I know people want to say, oh, well, there was a time where he lost his memory. I'm like, yeah, that's amnesia. The minute he found out who he was again, he went right back to being Kira. He didn't. So with Lelouch, Lelouch is an emotional character in the sense that he cares about his relationships, but he's a guy that only sees his four walls. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's not a person that sees everything. He can see everything if he's going to use it. Like he can see the bigger picture if he's going to use the bigger picture. But his world, the world that he cares about, it's like here. These are the people. Suzaku was one of those walls.
No, I get that.
That's what he was.
Because same question could apply to Magneto. Why hasn't he killed Charles all along? But I guess, it's that whole thing of I love you.
So with Suzaku, he's just like, you are my best friend. Like, you are my childhood friend. You were there when I got banished and everything. Your family did take care of me when I got banished by Britannia or whatever. So I want to save you. But it gets to we'll get into it more. You can watch more of the show.
It gets ridiculous because they do as the seasons go, the love kind of almost burns out and then it comes back almost 20 times stronger. I'm surprised why the ship has never shipped Suzaku and Lelouch. Because I was like,
I think people did not like Suzaku enough.
Yeah, because Suzaku, that's true.
I think they were just
I'm assuming the writers were really trying hard to subvert expectations. Because like I was saying before, a character like Suzaku wouldn't behave like this in any other anime. So I think they were trying real hard to subvert expectations.
And then also, like Suzaku, this goal of his, he is so dedicated to it that he forgets why he started in the first place.
Yeah.
And that's why it makes him feel like you just want to be in the upper echelon of Britannia. And you're hoping that you being there in the upper echelon will elevate the profile of the Japanese. And it's like, dog, that will just serve you.
And he doesn't realize that.
Shows sometimes the narrow-mindedness of our goals.
It's the narrow-mindedness of our goals. And here's the other thing you see with both these characters. They're absolutely unwilling to see things from another person's perspective. Absolutely, there is no room for that. Even I could argue it's even worse with Lelouch, but both of them carry the same disease. They are not willing to see another person's perspective, see another person's point of view.
I wouldn't say it's worse with Lelouch because literally, remember, Lelouch's goal actually evolves. So he does see it gets worse, but his goal evolves. Suzaku's goal stays the same. Even when he goes higher, he gets more power, but his goal stays the same. Lelouch gets more power, his goal, and then his goal also gets higher and it changes. His goal is just revenge. And
if there's one thing I've learned, or there's somebody said it quite well, and I don't know who said it, some girl from TikTok, but it's also other people quoting it that says, people that says power corrupts.
Absolutely. Power corrupts. Absolutely.
That line, the one person says, I call bullshit. Power doesn't corrupt. Power reveals what you really are in the first place.
That's what
that's what people also say about money. Like they say that the richer you are, it's supposed to magnify what you are. It's not supposed
to say that it seems like in anime, characters that have a god complex want to make sure that they actually achieve whatever goal that they had in mind before they got the power.
Yeah.
Right, so like now that he has the gears, it's like, okay, nothing can stop me.
Where was I?
So if Suzaku had the gears, what was he gonna do?
Oh God! Oh God!
If Suzaku had the Geass, there'd be no more Japanese people.
Thank heavens for that. Anyway,
I'm trying to think. What was his motivate? Like, what would his Geass power be? Like,
Suzaku.
his Geass power would probably be like acceptance. So he'd probably make every Japanese people accept Britannia. That would probably be
No,
like,
you know what his Geass would be? Interestingly enough, I think it'd be the same as Lelouch's.
that's why I said acceptance, because remember, with acceptance, I'm basically forcing you to accept something.
He's not trying to command nothing, so I don't think he needs control, but I think it would have the
Manipulation?
same effect.
I
Yeah,
think
it would be a manipulation.
Hence I'm saying acceptance, because I will go like, Buck, accept that, let's put it in a South African context, accept that white people are superior and they need to rule us. That's what he would.
And which leads me to the thing that his Geass wouldn't necessarily be acceptance. It must probably be pacifism. He can induce pacifism on other people. Like he takes away
that also makes sense.
The desire to fight.
the desire to fight back.
Yeah. That it would manipulate that, because
I think let's call it docile. Let's call it docile, making people docile. Because the thing is with pacifism, like a pacifist will tell you if you need to punch somebody in the face, you'll punch somebody in it's not option one.
Yes.
But it's in the list of options, because like pacifists will fight if they have to.
Yeah.
I think that's what people forget.
Aang in Avatar The Last Airbender, he was a pacifist.
Yeah,
but I mean, he was still boxing niggas. Like there's so many fights.
I'm just adding on to what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying there's so many people of the Fire Nation. There's so many firebenders of the Fire Nation that are in hospital. Like some of those bras don't have kids.
Some people
because
die.
of Aang.
Some people are dead. Some people are dead for his pacifism. All life is sacred. Tell it to those people on that mountain that you blew down during the siege of the when you saw the air temple was being attacked again. Send them all to heaven.
No, hey, bro. Remember when he gets captured by Zuko and Zuko's wearing the blue mask?
Yeah.
And there's those bras who were climbing up the ladders. And Aang said, "Woo." And some of those bras landed on their nutsacks. They don't have children anymore. They are mangled in hospital.
I am telling you, like these people will find enlightenment on their next lifetime. That's what I said. Like you will reincarnate as a better person. that's the only pacifism I'm giving you.
I'm sure the guru was like, you cannot activate 7 chakras anymore because your balls are gone. So 6. That's the best we can do.
She was in the background going like, my nigga.
And he was saying sorry as he did it, but like, hey, some of those bras they can't walk again.
It was him. It was Kiyoshi.
He went to the school of Batman. He went to the school of Batman. I won't kill you. It's like he went to the school of Batman. I won't kill you, but you won't walk again.
You want to die. Anyway,
let's just quickly summarize this episode. Then we also see that even in Britannia, there's factions, because there's the purist faction. So there's basically purist faction and I just forgot.
All of this information in 5 episodes, gents.
Yeah. This is what happens when you write something well.
So basically, the purists.
But without messing up the pacing, though.
Without messing up the pacing.
Yeah, so they just want pure Britannians, and the other ones they're more. So basically, let's call them liberals, because I can't remember what the other ones are called.
Honorary Britannians?
No. Purists. No, the within the Britannian.
The Puritans, like the conservative, and then they're like the quote unquote liberals that are like.
I just forgot their name right now. But basically, the Puritans, they don't want honorary Britannians. They want the 11s to be 11s. Britannians to be Britannians. There should be no mixing, no intermingling, nothing.
For what? You.
And then there's the other guys, the liberals, who say like if you work hard enough, you can obtain honorary British citizenship.
And then there's like, how dare you stick your ding dong on the Japanese no place? You have brought shame to your bloodline.
You are not pure.
You are no longer pure.
Yeah. So if you hear what I'm saying, you hear what I'm saying.
because
so,
it brings to character. And you see different characters have different motivations like that. Like Kalen is a mixed bitch. She's also quote unquote half Britannian herself. But she's decided, and she's another contrast for Suzaku because she is from Suzaku's perspective, she's from that side and she's like, peace.
So basically while Suzaku and Yuffie are sightseeing, they see the fight. Lloyd has been following Suzaku, and then he gets into his night frame, and it turns out it's so Jeremiah he got Geass, and he let Lelouch go. So the purists they don't believe that orange, yeah.
Orange.
So, they don't, so and that's another thing Lelouch uses. He uses the people's prejudice. So he called him a snitch or whatever orange means in Britannia thing.
No. Basically, he made up something called an orange file.
Oh.
He made it up.
He made it up. There's nothing to do with orange. Like,
okay.
They had it on live radio that what's this thing to do with orange? What are you talking about? What is this orange from? You know what? If you don't
Jeremiah when Jeremiah went home after that, he threw out all the Oros, all the Scots emulsion.
Cheese were getting it, bro.
You know what also gets me going about Jeremiah is that he became a fan favorite because of how he overreacted to this orange nonsense. He was quite literally supposed to be written off. When you get to that episode, but the fans are like, "No, this guy is so stupid. We love him so much." Then they had to bring him back.
Yeah. So basically, so the Puritans basically want to kill Jeremiah because he's basically brought shame to their faction.
Yes.
And Thingy comes through.
To the rescue.
Suzaku comes through to the rescue. And that's when we find out that Yuffie is in fact a princess of Britannia and is the new governor.
Stop this fight by command of your princess.
Yuffie v Britannia.
Yuffie v Britannia commands you to stop this fight immediately. Your Highness. And that's what you learn.
Your Highness.
You see, this is where you learn the different terminologies. I knew this a long time ago because I'm practically a prince and I know these titles. You see, guys, you call a prince and princess your highness. The only people who are endowed with the title your majesty are archdukes, kings, and emperors.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. You do not call a prince his majesty.
And isn't the crown prince then called His Royal Highness? Am I correct?
So long as you're born of his, because there's His Highness, Her Highness who got married into the family.
Yeah.
All I'm hearing is that I would not survive in a medieval setting. Now, do you bring it up left, right?
I forgot. Y'all want to kill me? I forgot. No, I'm getting invited.
No.
Beheaded.
The beautiful thing is when it comes to the peasantry, they are very forgiving on that title nonsense because they're supposed to say the peasantry just see us as royal, so it's okay. If, let's say, I was a lord, right, and walked up to a prince and referred to him as his majesty, what I'm low-key trying to say is kill your dad and take over the throne.
Yes. You're basically inciting
treason.
Treason.
It's treason. So that's what happens when you're a man of a station and you're trying to politically maneuver. And now you're referring to this prince as his majesty. You're already telling him that to you, that is the king.
And you're also showing your support towards him. So you're saying like, I'm on your side.
Which, funny enough, we get to see it happen in season 2. But what we'll save that for later. I think we are done now. We'll have to go for the next 5 episodes. You know, I refuse. I wanted to just say we'll go through season 1 in 1 episode, but then someone says, "Do you know us?" And I'm looking at him right there. Look at him. Look away from the screen. Look at him. Look at him, pretending that he's not hearing me.
One thing I know about us is if we were to break down even 3 episodes, that could take 4 hours. So
we literally recorded half a movie half a Lord of the Rings movie. Not the second part of the Lord of the Rings took 3 hours and 14 minutes.
Yeah. Editing develop. We apologize, bro.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
You gonna be alright.
Like,
Utawa strong, man. Utawa strong, bitch. Ask easy.
Ratlaw rekela mas intang. Honest strong.
it's a good thing because I was like, I'm not gonna survive this.
It's a regular turn on in bitch. Skawa.
Kana kefing ele. Scott Emulsion. Ratlaw rekela Scott Emulsion. I love you.
Hey.
Maybe speaking of Denon, remember that time where there was that yogurt and sweet combination that used to flip into the Denon?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What was that?
What was it called again?
I remember that.
What was it called? Oh my soul.
Was it Danino? No, it wasn't Danino. It was a Parmalat thing as well, right?
It was Denon. It was it was Parmalat. It was Parmalat. You're right.
Where you dip the
Parmalat.
Yeah, it was like biscuits on the side, or like crunchy
chocolate or strawberries or
like strawberries or crunchies, or like shortbread, like chocolate shortbread or something like that, and then there's yogurt on the other side, so you just flip it.
Guys, side note, since we've been talking about this colonization, I want to know, is there any Danone or Parmalat adverts with the black people?
Yeah, the one we're talking about was endorsed by Felicia Mabuza. So
was she dancing?
No. Felicia Mabuza was like the Oprah of Mzansi, though. So
Felicia doesn't dance, dog.
Yeah, they took her very seriously.
It was Felicia. After Felicia left, it became Nolin Maholo Sangu.
What happened to Nolin Maholo Sangu?
Okay. No, because I'm just saying, I always notice something with South African adverts whenever the black people have to. I mean, I'm sure we've all
always
seen
dancing. We always
every time.
Dude, you know when I knew these ads are crazy? I'll be looking at my girl while she's having her periods, and then I'll be looking at this woman dancing while she's having a period. I'm like,
The crumpets they don't
where this girl is in high school and she's talking about, these pads are great.
And
she's dancing, she's playing netball and things.
She's playing netball.
And I'm just like,
who's the target market then?
Dude.
And that's the other thing that I always used to understand. Like, I'm watching Dragon Ball Z. Why should I watch it? Why am I watching an advert about the red robot?
First of all, this person is not even moody. They're so happy. I'm like, no.
No.
Look, I knew absolutely nothing about.
Like, we had to feed these people with a fishing pole so that we don't get our heads bitten off.
Yeah, come on, that time she's like, she's breaking down, she's splitting the nuclear atom, she's saving people from drowning, she's pulling people out of buildings, she's playing basketball. I was like,
there's this TikTok about a guy going to his girlfriend during her red robot period, and he's busy speaking Valerian. Vermitus Lokiri.
He's trying to arrogant her like the horse when the horse had PTSD.
Hey,
dog.
Anyway, I
had one ex who would literally look like she was 6 months pregnant, dog. And you just be like you'd wake up the night before you slept with a flat stomach. Jiggy. And you're like,
and then
God visit you. What's going on?
And then you say something on.
You're screwed. You're done.
Hey, Ndang. And then you just
like from Billion. It is your mind.
And this is why whenever
good actually, but like
whenever my straight friends come over,
she's not trying to hear that.
Whenever my hetero friends come over, I just give them the chance. Relax, I know you've been stressed shamed. You know what?
Yeah. Test your mind.
This is a safe switch here. Because I know when you're going back, you're going to go back to the doldrums. So I'm not even going to ask questions. I'm not going to do anything like, you know what? Just chill. Just chill.
Let that be a lesson to anybody that's watching this.
Tangent again more.
Yes.
Okay, let me just get this off. Let this be a lesson to every straight dude out there. Go get you some gay friends.
Yeah.
Oh no! Do you know? I haven't told you about the dissertation I wrote. Like, to the straight guys, you need some gay friends because the other guys who can give you a break from all the crazinesses, from the craziness from the other gender. But then at the same time, I tell around and tell straight gay guys, you need some straight friends. And for heaven's sake, when I mean straight friends, don't try and sleep with them, you perverts.
After 9.
But the only reason I'm saying that you need straight friends is because nobody but a straight person can tell you what can help you when you're going through a situation when you're blue balled. Because straight guys are like, this girl refused me for the 15th time. We know, bro, come here, here's the game, let's play together, let's play whatever. If you gay guys go to another gay guy complain about how this guy refused him, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna sleep together.
Yes, sir.
And suddenly these friends are now in a situationship. Because that's the only way this other friend is like, you know what? Shame, zip for thing.
I can the being a friend. Shame, not the blue balls. I go to Cisco. I go to
Yeah, we don't have that. We don't have that. We have no chance.
Parents, please do not allow your children to watch Nerdgasm, please. We beg you. All right? We beg you. Do not.
I was about to also add another important point. Like, another reason why straight guys should be friends with gay people, because nobody understands horny than gay guys. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? If you pay attention, straight guys develop the cup system. Cup systems are for men, like A, B cups, C cups, D cups. Right. That wasn't a woman's invention. That was guys like, they got sick and tired of describing it. How big were they?
Yeah.
So eventually, like, double.
Parents, if your kids are here, it's your fault.
It's your fault. Like,
it's your fault, Chief.
Then,
you're so.
PG-18.
If you take it straight to the LGBT guys, yeah, guys, we've developed some categories for describing men that women have never done in their entire lives. Women describe men tall, dark, and handsome. There's the best description you get in the gay world: jocks, hunks, otters, otters.
What the otters now?
Hey, man. Well, Pokemon?
Who's that Pokemon?
I mean, Buck, think about it. Pokemon.
Oh, okay, guys, we're gonna shut it down. Guys, thank you so much for taking us out.
Wow,
I'm just saying, it's right there, but right there in the.
We have to. Somebody has to do it.
Okay, thank you for lasting this long. We do hope that you should like to subscribe.
I hope you talked about Geass enough. If we didn't, we'll be more well behaved next time. Sorry.
To quote a certain person in this very room, have you met us? Yeah, I'll find these very dedicated, focused people for who will talk about Code Geass in detail. Anyway, that being said, follow these guys on the various channels that are doing quite well. I think as of now we've got 154 subscribers. Yay! Keep pushing. Stand by for a special.
Closer.
Stand by for a special announcement. I don't know if this video will be up before then, but anyway, we'll find out. Then as for follow these guys on the various channels, I'm sure it's calling up now. I don't know. If you guys
subscribe so that he can say something nice about Vegeta. We're even going to play Hell's Bells when he says it. Doom, 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 doom.
You'll see by that time I'll have met C2 and managed to get my own Geass. I'll just walk around. I'll just like.
Libalani ngofejita.
Tebello.khala Khamazi. Forget about Janira. I mean. Anyway, as I've mentioned before, I want to become more viral than Happy. So the only way Happy is basically mouth to mouth. So please go talk about us, alright?
And you should let it burn.
Peace out.